Hello, today is Tuesday, January 18th, and I'm just going to jump right into the reading. It is a Kundalini spread. I'm not going to sugarcoat that this is now the fourth or fifth time I've tried to do this reading, and I mean, Mercury retrograde is just having a field day with me. So I'm going to I'm changing up a lot of things from the last ones because I am just convinced that I need to do this reading. Now it's become very like I need to. The message is I have to do it, and each time I do it, I end up sending it to people I know because I feel like it's their message. But right now, simplify all of this. I'm just gonna go for it. So here we go. Kundalini spread. So this is about, imagining the energy at the base of your spine and feeling it move upwards feeling this energy move forward, right? Kundalini is described as a dormant force coiled at the base of the spine. And so through practice like meditation, it rises through the chakras and into the head, producing a profound mystical experience. So the Kundalini spread is inspired by this notion of your energetic serpent rising through your chakras, lighting up as it goes. So we're going to pull a card for each chakra and try to see where we are. Like, where is there work to be due? What do you need to get cleared so that you can experience this uncoiling of this dormant force and have that energy just shoot, right through up your spine, through your head, and see what illuminates and what gets brought forward. So at the root, what can I have? The Seven of Pentacles is... It's interesting because this is earth energy, which is grounded energy, right? It's the earth, that pull. But the Seven of Pentacles really talks about almost an impatience, like you're waiting for something to blossom, to take root, to grow, but you're almost so impatient that you're like picking at it or plucking at it instead of being patient with it. And yet you're right at the cusp, like you should not worry about it. So I really think a light clearing of the root chakra would really help just let those, let those pentacles take root. Like you're really close. You don't need to, when you plant a seed, you don't go and check and pull the roots to see if they're growing, right? You let it, you leave them planted, you water it, you nurture it, and you have that faith that it's going to blossom. So you're right at that cusp, but it does need a little... maybe a little attention, and for some of you, we need to back off of it. Like I think some of you are very grounded in this pentacle energy does speak to that. And what's happening is that there might be a blockage somewhere else, but you're really tilling this soil and you don't need to. You just don't need to. You're very grounded here. And for others, it's a matter of just be patient. Again, maybe we need to move on to other chakras here. The Sacral Chakra, the spleen, is what can I feel? And you have the Two of Swords. So here's a little bit of a block right here. So if this is good, here's our first little bit of congestion. The Two of Swords is, having options, being a little stuck in our head, but being blindfolded, right? Blinded to what needs, she's not bound. Her arms aren't bound. She can put the swords down, remove the blindfold, and then see that she has, does she have some options? Like, what does she have? There's a neutrality to this card as well. There's a little bit of a crescent moon on the top here, and today's the 18th. Yesterday was the full moon in Cancer. A lot of water, so maybe think about that. See where you're feeling right now with the energies, and see if there is some meditation around the sacral and your feelings, because you're a little tied up. You're a little you're blinded by something that you can and should be able to see, and you're maintaining a position of being blindfolded. So this does need to have some clearing here. For the solar, how should I act? Queen of Swords. So the solar plexus, the belly, really tied to our digestive system. What are you ingesting? How are you taking care of yourself from the inside out? And this, how should you act? This Queen of Swords is, she is confident. She is decisive. She knows what she wants. She's got full clarity. You know, see, her sky is clear. She's above the clouds, so she can see all. And so what this is saying is that currently your solar plexus are very clear, so this area is good. Whatever it is that you're maintaining in regards to how you nourish yourself from the inside out, you're doing so. In how do you act, you're decisive, you're confident, not arrogant, not egotistical, but just a clear vision. And you have that. And to have that in the solar plexus is beautiful, right? Because this is, your mechanisms, that digestive system, how all of this runs. So I'm going to go back at the end and go through all of them right now. I think the solar plexus, the belly area is clear for you. The heart chakra, how can I love? Ace of Pentacles. So you're getting this this offering of all material resources and goods, are being handed to you. There's an abundance here in your heart space on how you can love. Again, so open, so clear, so free of any congestion. Your heart space, how you love is offering. It's generous, it's abundant, and you don't have to worry about that. Almost as I will say, in regards to like love languages, you might have one that is really about giving of your time and resources to others. A very service-oriented heart is, how you can love is you give of your time, you give of your energy and your resources to others. It's a very selfless heart space. It's really nice. Throat chakra, how can I communicate? 9 of Swords. Another little bit of congestion here in how you communicate. This is really being stuck in your head, so much so that it keeps you up at night. There is something that you need to release that needs to be spoken. And spoken, it could be that you need to write something down to then let it go. This is, we're still in that day after the full moon energy. So full moons are really new moons, full moons, any moon during the moon cycle, any energy sort of a few days before and a few days after that particular event, the energy is still really really amplified and available for you to use that energy along with. So really great time to work on aligning your chakras. And so your throat chakras could be a good way you could write something out to release it. Ask this energy to really help you clear your throat, because there is something that is bothering you, that is keeping you up at night, that's causing you stress, and that stress is manifesting in an inability to speak what it is that is bothering you. For some reason, it's blocked enough that it's not allowing you to, give it words and speak it. And so even if it's writing it down or just saying it out loud to yourself, it's going to begin clearing this throat chakra. And that's how you communicate. Now, third eye, how can I see the truth? The world. So this is that unknown. Once we get, these upper chakras, the throat, how do you communicate? The third eye, it's that invisible portal to our intuition, to us seeing, right? As you uncoil this serpent, this dormant energy, and you allow it to release through you, what does it illuminate in that third eye space? Your truth. The world, couple of messages here. One, there are a couple of blocks, right? We saw something here in the spleen and the sacral, and something here in the throat. So there's definitely something blocking a little, and this is a two, like an option, like it can be a couple of situations that are having this sacral chakra block. The root chakra, remember, at the base, what is grounding all of this energy? It's the 7 of Pentacles. And like I said, this is a 2 message card as well in this reading. One is have faith. You're really getting close. You've planted, you've maintained, you're taking care of your root. Be patient with how it takes root and then what can manifest from that. Also telling you in that patience, like, don't be messing with it. So it's either take a pause from the root chakra, maybe now start working on the sacral chakra for some, and for others, there is still a little work to be done here. And so we see that up here in our ability to communicate. So what we're seeing is either the end of a journey that you're being illuminated to, and that could be causing some of these congestions along the way, because maybe something that is ending, there's a feeling of you didn't speak up, or some, it's not maybe favorable to you. Maybe you're feeling that a decision was made, like not maybe the best decision, or what would have given you that outcome, and that's keeping you up at night, and you're seeing that now that is over. But at the same time, this world encompasses all the elements and everything that you have accessible to you. So the other message is that what you see through that third eye, your truth, how you can see it, is that the world is yours, right? Like if this were a globe, this sphere, the world is yours, and we all have access to infinite possibilities and opportunities. They're there for us to take and to live our highest good. And so you can see that truth. But there's a communication block, and that block can be within yourself, and that's stopping you from seeing this truth. It could be a stuck energy, right? I'm getting this right as you're right here with the root and the 7 of Pentacles. This right here can be the fact that this is still in that stage of, did it take root or not? Where are you at with that emotion? What's happening here is that there's this feeling of maybe you've done something in the past, but it didn't work. And so now you're doubting it. And that's giving you this, you're still grounded, but it's a little unstable. Like, is it grounded? Isn't it? Do we move forward? Do we do more? So I would suggest some root chakra work, some sacral chakra work, throat chakra, and that will really clear this path to then be to really understand and see, what is this truth that's coming forward? Is it this truth that the world is is yours? I definitely believe that. I also see the message that for some it was a part of the journey is over, and then you need to clear these other chakras up, so you can be able to sit in that truth of something that has ended, and that you're able to move forward to what is the world. The truth will show you then what comes next. So in our head, how can I best connect? Let's see. King of Pentacles. Okay, so the way this is penny, the way this whole thing works out. So here is, again, just to reiterate, we have the Kundalini Spread. It's really about this inner serpent that lives inside of us. It's coiled at the base. And what we want to do is, it's dormant. We want to, with practice, we clear its path so it can rise through the spine from this, from the base to the head. And along the way, it's inspired energy. It's rising through, it's lighting you up as it goes. And what it lights up are is a profound experience. If you meditate, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to meditation, when I get to this King of Pentacles, if you're new to meditation, it's a practice like anything. It takes time to develop. And oftentimes we get really stuck in our head in what is tangible and what we can, hold on to. And so if we can't, we start to have some doubt. So you can sit and say, I'm going to meditate every day at this time. And it can be a month, 6 months later, and you're not seeing this, somewhat, you watch a YouTube video, or you talk to a friend and they talk about this great experience that they're having, there's illumination, they're seeing visions, they're getting all this clarity, they're manifesting, and you're here doing this practice day after day after day, and you're not getting that result. Doubt starts to seep in, and then maybe they're just making it up. Who knows if it's for real? And that is what keeps you in this cycle with these blockages along the way. And so how do you best connect? This King of Pentacles is, if this had been at the root, right? This is the ultimate, like, earth energy, really grounded, stable, pragmatic, not just resourceful, but resourced in abundance. He has no lack of coin of those earthly possessions, the tangible. He has a very abundant kingdom. Everybody has food, home, anything you need, all that that you want. But and in that stable energy that the Pentacles embodies, that very earth energy, it's also it's not just stable. There is some it is logical and pragmatic, and it lacks a lit. Well, I shouldn't say lacks, but it's not rooted in a balanced energy of all of our feelings and emotions. It's very rooted. So if that's what's coming, how you're connecting through your head space, what that means is that you are connected to the tangible, to what you can see and touch and feel. And that can be a problem in allowing the energy to flow free, because the King of Pentacles, we all want that energy, right? We want that financial stability, career stability, home stability, everything being exact, how we feel the safest. But without creativity and passion and desire and a little bit of spontaneity and some impulsiveness and a lot of love, and without all the feels and all the emotions, how would we know that we're living that to our highest potential and our greatest good? So where you need to work here along your energy base from root to head is, your heart. You have this great offering, but it is Pentacles. So there is something here in your heart, as open to new as it is still root. It is still functioning from at your base, at your top of your head, in your center. It's all about the earth energy and what you can touch and feel and hold on to, and that is real. That is blocking you from being able to recognize what is a desire, what is dormant inside of you that isn't tangible, but that is wanting to emerge and come out and maybe be a little reckless, right? What is keeping you up at night? You can have the world, but you're not seeing that full potential, being stuck in some of this, like I said, very tangible energy. While some of these chakras have cards that singularly seem clear as a full reading, there are blockages all along the way. Because here the Queen of Swords is very headstrong and clear, but the solar plexus, that fire in your belly, isn't about this clarity, right? It's about fire in your belly. That's where the expression comes from. And and what's good about this is that this very clear mindset will keep you, potentially can keep you at least nourishing yourself very well from the, outside in. What you put into your body is definitely, you're clear on what you should eat, how you should act, all of that. There's a very, like I said, very stable, very committed, loyal way of doing things that are right. And there's nothing wrong with that. To be able to access this kind of energy, this Kundalini spirit that we're talking about, there needs to be a balance of how each chakra holds that energy, and how that energy then flows through you. And so some of this needs to be less grounded in the tangible and more surrendered to faith and trusting in your soul and in this other realm that is unknown and untangible. And that is what really lights that fire to what you can have, what you can feel, how you should act, how you love, how you communicate, how you connect. Like all of those together can be this, like it says, this really just rupture of a really mystical experience. It's very profound. I would not suggest starting with meditations or clearings of the upper chakras. I would definitely start with the root and move up. You don't want to open up a portal on your third eye if you're not really grounded yet. But I think this really speaks to a very, like I said, there's commitment, there's loyalty, there is a realism, a logic that is really being represented here. And what's missing from this reading, except in the world, but what is missing in all the other parts of your energy field are cups energy, which is all about that emotion, empathy, compassion, the messiness of our feelings, and wand energy, which is desire, passion, innovation, creativity, that energy is not present except for the World card, and the World card is the truth that will be shown to you when you open your third eye. For now, in from this position, the way this reads, it's a lot, it's all really tangible energy and really stuck in your head space of what makes sense and what is logical. And sometimes, this and opening our third eye, it's a little whoop whoop and not what we feel is logical. And so it's also telling us that if you were to do this today without having balanced out the energies of all your chakras, what you would see is not so much that the world is yours to live the best way possible for yourself. You would see that there different cycles in different parts of your life. There's endings, there's beginnings, things start, things end, in a very linear way. And that would be missing the point of the third eye, especially as we see the cards laid out here. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this reading recorded and that I can share it. I'm talking extra fast because I want to go see if it did, but the messages don't lie. Spirit has messages. They come through really clear. I can personally attest to having my energy, my chakras. I have alignments done weekly, and I continually, daily, I do meditations for my chakras, and I can feel a difference. And I will say that when I began meditating, and even now in meditation, it's not always that I achieve that clarity, but when I do, I can tell you that it is like the most full feeling in total emptiness. So it's like a void. It's a moment of just nothing that feels very full. And I have had the experiences of then seeing a blueprint of something, whether it's a paper I was writing or a house I imagined. And then, relationships I've had, and you have these glimpses. And you can't explain them. You can try, and they will probably not make sense to others unless someone else has had that same experience in some way. But it is a very mystical experience. It's very profound. And I would say that we're here, and we're, really, again, this is just very clear, loyal, committed energy that needs to balance out, because we're not just functioning on like our mental, our thinking, our thoughts, what we think is logical, what we can see and touch. This would be blocking out the passion, the creativity, the love, the feelings, the messiness of feelings is what's void, but we can open up to that. Now, I do know that as I read each one, I gave the direct message to each card, and for some, if that resonates, I would definitely take the message if it resonates for you, through each chakra. And if you need to do some work on that, for sure, do that. But for someone out here, this was the full message. And so you're doing great. You're successful. You have what you need. But what's missing here are two really fundamental emotions that would give you a full experience. And I think that's what we're all after. Cool. I'll end it here. I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, January 19th.